how to build actually self-esteem. This topic is really popular, but I think it's really something to discuss about because people always assume that esteem is something you naturally have when you're an extrovert, or and they are more when you're an extrovert and less when you're an introvert. But really, self-esteem is something you practice, and it's practiced by daily habits, which I'll go through right now. The first is to actually maintain self-care. When you feel good about yourself, it comes through in your appearance, your body language, the way you express yourself to other people, and the way you interact and socialize. When you feel low, which is, well, the first trigger of self-esteem, you're feeling low, you feel like you don't want to be part of something, you feel that the world is against you, you feel that you have bad emotions about not being enough, and it's emotional turmoil. That's when you try and pull back from social settings, you try and pull back from being seen, you try and seclude yourself, then your eating habits go, and you start wanting to seclude yourself, you start being a hermit, and you don't want to associate with people. But in general, human beings, we are social creatures. We're meant to socialize. Even back in the hunter-gathering days, people were always in community. So when you feel yourself slip up, you need to check yourself and know that there's something going on. Sometimes, though, it may be hormonal, it may be medical, and you don't have, and what I mentioned today may not be a quick fix to building your self-esteem. You might need to talk through some emotions that you may have buried or thought you had got over, which leads me to my second point about self-esteem, is about letting go. Because when you let go of emotions or bad situations and actually go through the process, because people always think that you shouldn't discuss when you have negative emotions, when you have feelings of not feeling happy, but these need to be discussed until a certain point, because if you're just feeling them and not trying to live through them, reflect upon them, act upon them, because sometimes crying helps, sometimes throwing something not at somebody but lashing out helps. Sometimes it's the release of the emotion and not feeling shame for feeling that emotion that helps you get through the emotion. Another thing is about feeling less than through obviously your eyes. You're comparing yourself with your peers or people who you may have gone to school with, who are ahead of you, or have a property, who are married, or who are financially stable, who have kids, all the things you aspire to have, and maybe compared to your peers, you're nowhere as close or as far as you think you are. But I'm here to say that everyone has their own path, and everyone eventually gets to where they need to be, because you are your own competition. At the end of the day, there will always be somebody ahead of you. There will always somebody who's gone through something that you haven't gone through. But you are the author of your life, and you are the one who steers your pen. As I'm an author, so you're the one who steers your pen. So you're the one who can be creative in what you do in life and how you go about it. So sitting there or feeling like you are the victim is not the way to go about it when it comes to building self-esteem. It's more like calling out the things you want to be, in terms of another tip I give to you, converting those negative thoughts you may have into positive affirmations, because everything builds up from the mind. At the end of the day, you need to start listening to yourself, and when you do say those negative things about yourself, it's time you write them down. It's time you write them down and convert those negative things into positive things. And those things are the things you should be reciting to yourself. And when you do that, you realize you're going to start changing the way your mind works and the way you speak. And sometimes you never realize it, but your support system, your peers and people near you, even your family, will hear it through the way you speak about yourself, that you're always putting yourself down. So that will change your language as well, because if somebody is accountable to you in conversation and says you're saying this, you will stop yourself every time you say it, because you start paying attention to what you say and you're saying to yourself, okay, maybe it's me who keeps carrying on a cycle and I need to break the cycle, and in order to break the cycle you need to change your habits or your language patterns. So I leave that thought with you today. Think about taking on better language patterns and think about adopting new thought patterns as well. Those two things will help you move forward anyway, practically and daily, because it's not an immediate cure or anything, but it's a strategy or a tip which can move forward to be a better person and build on that self-esteem, because all the habits we have are learned habits. So in order to break them, you need to replace those negative habits with positive ones. I leave that with you for today. Thank you for watching the video. You can look forward to listening to any other videos on the channel, and leave a comment below if you found anything I've said interesting.